I was going to ask you what stands out in the results, but actually there's quite a lot of bad news. I imagine that's what's standing out.
Yeah, I think it's that NIM guidance which is really sending those shares down. You know, we've seen that at Barclays as well. Basically, the UK retail market, there's a lot of competition for those deposits, and that is going to be bad news for banks because they're going to be able to keep less of those higher interest rates. So, you know, the market's really given those shares a hammering, and I think that's a sign, basically, they think, gosh, to keep those deposits, you're really going to have to pay up for them.
So what about, you know, the saga or the scandal? What's come out of that review?
Yeah, interesting review from the law firm. Basically, they concluded, look, there was nothing unlawful about the way they debanked Nigel Farage, but there's a whole litany of shortcomings that are outlined. And, you know, it's basically all been in the press before, but seeing it in black and white is just a reminder of just, you know, how badly NatWest really handled this. So, you know, I think that's probably feeding slightly into the share price as well. You know, is there questions over governance? This saga keeps on dragging on. And certainly Nigel Farage isn't letting go. He's come out today and said, you know, let's see what the FCA, who are now looking into this, say. Let's see what the ICO say. And he's clearly still, you know, going to pursue this.
So I don't know whether, what this means for Alison Rose, who's stepped down, or what this means for NatWest.
Yeah, I think for Alison Rose, the big thing is her pay package. Will the bank try and claw some back? You know, we've been pouring through their remuneration report, and, you know, we're expecting a decision on that pretty soon. You know, in total, that package is about £10 million, we think, on our analysis. And, you know, I would think that some element of that will be clawed back, which will be the big bit of news. My sense of NatWest, I don't think there's sort of a big fine coming. I don't think, you know, as they look through it, there's sort of any kind of, you know, wrongdoing that the regulators take attention to. But what it is a big problem is this massive dent to their reputation. And, you know, we were just talking about how those deposits seem to be quite flighty. This is not helping because, you know, the general public reading this go, why would I leave my money at NatWest if this is how they treat some of my customers?